Good evening, kings and queens. Today we are talking about the election politics. VP Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. Those are two amazing candidates. And we will discuss Mayor Eric Adams, um, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. But the main course of the day is VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump because those are the two presidential candidates. And we only have a couple more days, you guys. We only have 35 more days. And as you all know, my candidate is VP Kamala Harris. I have on my earrings with VP Kamala Harris on it, and I have on my t-shirt with VP Kamala Harris. So y'all know who my candidate is. I'm excited to know who your candidate is. Hi, how are you doing today? Are you excited about this election? 35 more days? Let me know. Uh-oh, I don't have my mic on. Sorry. Sorry about that. I am so sorry. I'm just talking away and my mic is not on. I apologize. I am so sorry. We have today what we're discussing the election and other politicians as well. But our VP candidates are VP Kamala Harris, our presidential candidates, VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. We will talk about Mayor of New York, Eric Adams. We'll talk about Mark Robinson in North Carolina, the lieutenant governor. He's running for governor again, and I don't think he's going to make it, y'all, because the Republicans are backing so far away from Mark Robinson, he doesn't even know what to do. And I think he went to the hospital last week as well. I think there's a lot of pressure on him because he knows it for himself that the Republicans are pulling away. So thank you all for coming to my chat. I am Queen Lily, and we talking politics, and the election. We have 35 more days. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Vera. Terry Roberts, thank you for coming to my live. Yes, Harris 2024 for president. Yes, that is our girl. She will be winning this election. So I'm going to start off. We're going to talk about VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump first. Then we'll slide into the others, So I'm going to show y'all a video with the MAGA. They got put in a place because MAGA is so messy, but they like to flip everything on the Democrats that they are doing. Excuse me, for example, like Donald Trump, when he does something, thank you. It's always flipped the way it's the Democrats. But you know what? I'm going to let y'all see the video for yourself, okay? Hold on.
Biden and Kamala inherit a country with the most secure border in our nation's history. They flung our borders wide open to the largest invasion of illegal aliens our country has ever seen. The illegal aliens Biden and Kamala have led into our country have gone on to rape and murder American citizens, including our women and girls, including 158 Democrats who voted against deporting illegals who are here, murdering, raping, and who are also pedophiles, harming our women and girls. Biden and Kamala can't even tell us the difference between a woman and a mentally ill man in a dress.
Republicans on the Oversight Committee are back at it again, wasting our tax dollars just to air their grievances with the Biden-Harris administration.
One of the strangest responses from Kamala in the questionnaire was when she indicated she supported providing taxpayer-funded so-called gender-affirming care for illegal aliens in immigration detention, which we all know is cutting off their private parts. Taxpayer-funded cutting off of their private parts. So, Mr. Krikorian, is this occurring under this administration? What are the serious safety consequences it may pose?
Well, I mean, the safety consequences of the procedures themselves, I'm not qualified to talk about, but clearly it serves as yet one more incentive for people to illegally immigrate into the United States. In this case, people seeking a particular kind of medical procedures.
While still an incentive to some, as is the case with any policy, it is laughable to suggest that providing access to gender-affirming healthcare to undocumented immigrants has a noticeable impact on total immigration numbers. The amount of people wanting and needing these procedures is negligible when considering how many immigrants flee their homes due to climate change, political violence, poor economies, lack of educational opportunities, and other factors that are the real drivers of immigration and migration. But to the Republicans, and Nancy Mace in particular, this is just another tactic to demonize and lump in trans and non-binary people to a group her base already hates: immigrants.
She pledged to end the use of ICE detainers and criticized the cooperation between ICE and state and local law enforcement. How is this going to negatively affect our country?
It would make it extremely difficult to enforce immigration law because ICE is a relatively small agency and doesn't walk around the streets asking people what their green cards are. The main vehicle for finding illegal aliens, if you don't do worksite enforcement, which this administration has essentially stopped, is working with state and local law enforcement. When they arrest people for state and local crimes, their fingerprints go to DHS and they're flagged as somebody that they know to be an illegal immigrant. A detainer is the request ICE sends out to say, hold on to this person for 48 hours at least. I mean, up to 48 hours so we can go and get them. If you're not using detainers, it is one of the most pro-criminal policies you could imagine, because the only people protected by stopping ICE detainers or not honoring them as sanctuary cities do, the only people protected are criminals. So it is a pro-criminal policy as well as an anti-immigration enforcement.
Hey, Queen Bonder. Hey, King Terry. Hey, King Ruben. Hey, Queen Dara. Hey, everyone. Thank you.
During this committee hearing.
You know what? This hearing is actually the best example of what waste, fraud, and abuse looks like, because the only reason we're having this hearing is because somebody got their feelings hurt in a debate. And I don't understand why we're wasting taxpayer dollars. Next time, tell your big boy to show up and be ready to handle the woman in the room who hopefully will become the next president of the United States. Nevertheless, while we do have two amazing authors from Project 2025, which it seems like everybody got the memo. Like, yes, I'm going to double down and say it's my thing, but I'm going to make sure I also say that it ain't our homeboys thing, because we know that it doesn't poll very well with the American people, because the American people are woke enough to recognize that there is nothing good in it for them. So with that being said, Ms. Perryman, I'm just curious, and this is yes or no. Is Trump's name ever mentioned in Project 2025? Yes or no? Just yes or no. I got you.
Within the document itself,
yes.
There are a number of references to the former administration.
So is Trump's name mentioned just one time?
I believe it's mentioned more.
Okay. 5 times.
I haven't counted.
Oh, okay. Well, if I told you that his name is mentioned approximately 312 times, would you have any reason to dispute that?
I don't have any reason.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's interesting that we want to try to pretend.
Me too, Vonda, Queen Vonda. I love Jasmine, Queen Jasmine. Yes.
The type of energy and enthusiasm the Democrats need to show more of when combating the lies Republicans are spreading about Project 2025 and its striking similarities to Donald Trump's campaign platform.
The final thing that I will say is that this election is the best example of why y'all are so afraid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because then you can't have a simple-minded, underqualified white man somehow end up.
I agree, King Terry.
You got to pay attention to the qualified black woman that is on the other side.
We hear a lot of rhetoric on both sides about the issue of immigration. And
they don't want to battle with Jasmine. What is wrong with them? Queen Jasmine will read them down every time. She always put the mega maggots in their place. I'm on StreamYard tonight, and so when I'm on StreamYard, it kind of hurts me being on StreamYard, but I gotta grow. When I just go through YouTube, I get so many people in my chat, but everybody has been advised me, Lily, you got to use StreamYard. So I'm gonna stick to it. It's just that they don't notify them as much. And somebody told me, if you go ahead and set up the thing at a certain time, schedule it, then more people come. Where I did that today. So I'm going to hang in. It's affecting my views when I use StreamYard. But when I just go through YouTube, I get so many views. So I'm going to hang in there with it, though, y'all. I'm not going to give up on it. So that's what that particular video was about, the mega maggots being put in their place. Jasmine, Queen Jasmine, she put them in their place all the time, and they don't know what to do with her. So I find it humorous and funny, that she always have to put them in their place. So I'm going to play you guys another video, okay? Just a moment. Amen. That's right. Thank you.
Rick Scott, who will be running to be the Republican majority leader in the Senate next year if he wins, and the Republicans win the Senate, is in trouble for an incumbent in the latest Florida Atlantic University poll, which shows a tie within the margin of error, with Rick Scott running at 47% with likely voters and Debbie Mucarsel-Powell running at 43%.
$5. If everyone watching,
Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that.
$5 to my race here.
And I want to thank especially Kevin Roberts and all of the Heritage Foundation for 50 years of incredible work on conservative policy.
You know, we're coming together in the great tradition of America self-organizing and doing this. We're not, to be sure, connected to President Trump's campaign, but many of our ideas you'll see one-to-one mirroring.
Hey out there, America, it's Rich Logis from Leaving MAGA coming with you here with the Midas Touch Network. Just want to thank you guys for
subscribe to Midas Touch Network. Thank you.
Over 1.5 million views. Really honored, really humbled how much of you out there really care about our work and what we're doing here on Midas Touch Network. You know, before I introduce my guests, I want to just mention that when I left MAGA, I came to realize just how many of the ideas and the beliefs and the mythologies within the right wing, within the MAGA community, really came from a variety of nonprofits and faux educational institutions. And I often wondered, what would it be like working on the inside of one of these organizations? So we've got someone for you today who actually was on the inside. I want to bring her in. Her name is Guinevere Nell. I want to just first thank her. Guinevere, happy to have you with us. I want to first thank you. Thank you for your intrepidity in willing to go public here and tell your story.
These are ex-MAGA members. They're no longer part of MAGA.
So talk a little bit about your role, what it was like on the inside, and also because of Project 2025, I think that Project 2025, there are so many Americans who are just now learning about it. How many of the ideas of what you've seen right now were present in some form when you were at Heritage?
It's a really good question. So first of all, I
Hey,
haven't
Queen
been
Bianca.
working there since about 2013. But even before that, I had moved to London. So I wasn't in the building except for mostly 2007, 2008, 2009. So that's where I saw the most. But I did get newsletters and all the inside stuff and worked on the model and kept working for them through to 2013 when I went back to contract. But I was a full-time employee for at least 5 years. And, you know, I worked in the Center for Data Analysis. What we looked at was economics. We did an I ran an economic model that was an individual income tax model. It was supposed to be, because it was not dynamic, it was supposed to be non-speculative. It was supposed to project what was going to happen with the different tax plans. So we actually looked at tax plans of senators, the current tax plan, the baseline, you know, whatever the president had, versus senators, presidential candidates, Romney, Paul Ryan, Jeff Sessions, whoever, you know, senators, but always Republican. And I always had a little bit of a concern that we weren't being very fair. I also must mention that I was in a bit of you could call it an echo chamber, where I also was associated with a university that was very free market. I had very free market beliefs. I did not like the religious thing that was going on at Heritage, but I was very excited to be working for the Center for Data Analysis and the free market side. So we sort of, you know, you could say, you like separate things, you know, within yourself. And so I sort of.
These are two people that are part of MAGA and they left MAGA. So they're giving their testimony of what they experienced. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit because that can be a bit boring.
You know, but it was a shock to me to see that it had differed. But at the same time, I saw the roots of what would become.
Can y'all hear? Let me know if you can hear.
The money side.
Oh, so you did watch this interview, Queen Bunda? Yes.
Side, which
I watched it too, so I said I'm going to share with you all.
Together, along with some of the more radical things in the
I have on my Queen
academy,
Kamala
in
Harris
academic
t-shirt.
world,
Hold on, I'm gonna show
which
y'all
was
if I can.
connected,
Hold
which
on.
is all connected
Can
with
y'all
the
see
free
my
market stuff that
t-shirt?
was going on at Heritage.
And then I have my earrings on.
We're very anti-democratic. And so looking back on it, it's actually not a surprise that these things kind of all came together into something that would become Trumpism and Project 2025.
I think they're dangerous.
They all were not, they were so anti-communal that they didn't care about values. They didn't care about people. They cared about hierarchy. There was racism there that was hidden at the time that is not so hidden now. And, and this sort of hierarchy, women are less than men, is built into some of their assumptions. Some of them.
Thank you, Queen Vera.
Scientific theories about racism that are very racist.
So what these two are doing, they actually telling on Mega, laying out what they're all about, and they're telling that testimony because they wanted to get away from them, and they got away. So that's what that is about. So we're gonna go ahead and this particular video is Laura Loomer. It's more about Laura Loomer. Nothing she says surprises me, and it did baffle me when Marjorie Taylor Greene said that Laura Loomer doesn't represent MAGA. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. I beg to differ, Marjorie. I'm gonna play this video, okay?
So there's been some reports that Laura Loomer has been banned from the Trump plane, and a lot of the staffers are really
now she's mad with
MAGA
Trump and the Republicans.
they're really trying to say Laura Loomer cannot see the big guy anymore. And look, I think Trump himself was sort of annoyed and sort of pissed off by Laura. She became, a week-long scandal about Trump. The fact that Trump was around this girl all the time, the fact that she was probably giving him all this bad strategic advice, like bring up the lie about Haitians eating cats and dogs and pets. He had a really bad week or two there with horrible press, and a lot of it was centered around Laura Loomer's dumbass, right? And then people went digging up all of Laura's old comments on podcasts and what have you. We played him on this show, and you could see
yes, lost
this
souls.
woman's a psychopath. She's just insane, right? She's just insane. And I think Trump genuinely thought she was smart and liked listening to her advice. And also remember, whoever butters Trump up the most, he will keep near him. And she was in that group. Well, now everything went south and sour because the media tried to spotlight on Laura. And Laura is absolutely losing it, bro. Losing it.
And I'm loving it.
Here's some of her epic meltdown on Twitter. Somebody says to her, "Why would you bite the hand that feeds you? Not smart." She says, "What does the Republican Party do for me? They have never done anything for me. I do everything for myself." Another one, "I can't name a single accomplishment the Republican Party has had in the last 4 years." Laura says, "Same here." She says, "If Republicans keep the House and take back the Senate, it won't be because they deserve it. It will only be because they rode the coattails of Donald Trump. Not a single Republican is happy with the GOP. They have done nothing over the last 4 years if we're being honest." Another one, "Have you noticed how unbothered 99% of GOP lawmakers are tonight about Mike Johnson dropping the ball on the SAVE Act?" That's some bullshit voter suppression bill. "These people aren't just passionate about supporting Donald Trump."
This is Laura Loomer, y'all listen.
But not even lift a finger to help him. He deserves better.
She's deciding to tell everything now. She's mad with the Republicans, so now she's telling everything. Donald Trump has got rid of her. I guess somebody told him they were there talking about you on YouTube. Get rid of Laura Loomer.
For the sake of pretending they like each other. Again, here we go. Geez, take a break. It's Sunday. There's football on right now. Who cares? We won't even have a country thanks to Republicans not passing the SAVE Act. So let me decode this for you. This is Laura. "I know I was thrown under the bus by Trump staffers. I know they've put distance now between me and Trump. I'm salty about that. I'm pissed about that. And now I'm going to go on a jihad against the Republican Party." This is the person that 5.5 minutes ago, Republicans could do no wrong and Trump's right about everything and he's our leader and we're all united behind him. And now all of a sudden, look, I hate to come to this conclusion, but it's totally true. And I don't think this is just the case on the Republican side. It's also the case on the Democratic side and on the left. A lot of people are just petty little bitches, all up in their feelings, all about personal slights against them, and then they'll shape a direction moving forward based on who they feel slighted by. I swear to God, it's like some high school ass bullshit. And now she's just pissed that she was there was distance now
Thank
put
you,
between her
Vera.
and Trump on purpose because she was dragging him down. And now she's lashing out at anybody and everybody involved with the Republican Party, bro. She's lashing out. And do you guys think he got pissed off by the comments about a potential affair? Do you think that got to Trump? Do you think Trump was
I'm
like,
gonna tell y'all my
really,
opinion. I
her?
think, in my opinion,
Yeah,
I
like,
think
hey,
something
you
was
look at
going on,
Look at her.
and I didn't think he
Do you
wanted to
think
get
he
out, but it
felt
was
like
obvious.
that was sort of something that dragged him down? Somebody like Laura hooking up with her. I don't know, man. I'm just speculating here, but clearly the people that turned on Laura first were the staffers, and then it looks like Trump may have turned on her too. And so she's all up in her feelings. She was so close to power, she could taste it. Lord only knows what else she was doing with Trump. And now she's
My
on the
other
outs.
light went out. Sorry, you guys.
Boom, it's total jihad. Total jihad against the Republican Party. Look, eventually she might even do it on Trump. It might even be against Trump, right? A lot of this shit is just personal, petty, catty, high school bullshit. And that's why she's saying the things that she's saying. So it was never about policy. It was never about, being serious. It's all about me, my feelings, my relation, and how close I am to power. And now I feel slighted by these people. And so she's going to keep going.
So Laura Loomer, she's feeling slighted by the Republican Party. Laura, you was never a part of them, and MAGA don't even like you. So they had to get you from around Trump because you were killing his campaign. You was filling Trump's head with all these crazy ideas that you have. You filled his mind with the not Nigerians, I apologize. The Haitians eating the cats and dogs. They know you filled his head with that. And they know Trump's brain is so small, he believed everything you were saying. So they had to get rid of you. I'm actually glad they got rid of you. I didn't care for her, y'all, because that man is married. Let him be. Laura Loomer, let Donald Trump be, girl. He is not your man. Yes, please hit the engagement buttons. Thank you all. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you kings and queens, because when I'm going through StreamYard, for some reason, even though I set up and did a schedule to go live, somebody told me to do that, then it will notify people to come to my video. Well, it didn't do it. But when I go through just YouTube, I get more views. But everybody keep advising me, just hang in there, because StreamYard looks more professional, and it does. But I need those views because I want to get ads in my videos. So y'all, thank you so much for coming to my live. I'm going to show y'all more. So we got more to talk about. JD Vance was at a restaurant. He got kicked out. I found it funny. He always try to twist things up when something happened to him. He'll twist it up to make it look good in his favor, but it wasn't a good look at all. They did not notify the restaurant that he was going to be trying to come there and do a small rally or whatever. So yes, Queen Vonda, yes, Florida trash. Vera said he never had the right people in his camp. It's pitiful. Yes. Trump, he never has the right people in his camp. He just doesn't. He chooses the wrong people. To me, in my opinion, with Trump and Loomer, she was some new meat at the time, something to play with, like a little toy. Now he has put that toy back in the toy box where it belongs. So we're gonna watch a couple of things about JD Vance at this restaurant, and he got kicked out. So that's what we're gonna watch right quick, okay?
Please do not ever do this when you find mold in your living quarters. This will not actually take care of the problem, and when you will actually.
It's a riot. The manager went outside, told them they need to leave. They will call the police.
Can y'all hear it?
Unfortunately, he cannot come in.
Immediately, no, because you cannot believe anything that a MAGA nut says. When I first saw this, I knew there had to be another side to the story that made more sense. And I got the other side.
Please subscribe to this
so let's
YouTube
talk about
channel.
what happened with Primanti Brothers and JD Vance on yesterday.
Her name is Tabitha. I like watching her.
everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Tabitha Speaks Politics.
Subscribe to Tabitha Speaks, you all.
It's Sunday. We head back on the grind tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. Listen, if you've come across this video and are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. We are on the road to 500,000 subscribers. Yeah, it seems impossible, but I thought getting to 100,000 was impossible, and we hit that last week. So, yeah, let's keep on trucking. Anywho, today's viral news story is that the MAGA nuts are calling for other MAGA nuts and Republicans to boycott Primanti Brothers restaurant and bar. They have locations all across the country. I don't know if they have any locations here in Atlanta. I know they have locations down in Florida, my other stomping ground. Delicious sandwiches. But MAGA nuts are calling for a boycott against Primanti Brothers because they are spreading this lie that they refused to allow J.D. Vance into the restaurant, that he was banned from the restaurant, that he was kicked out of the restaurant. And I was like, what? Why would Primanti Brothers, a nationwide chain, refuse service or refuse to allow J.D. Vance into its restaurants? It just didn't make sense to me. Did he go in causing a problem? Did he go in spewing the lie that Haitian immigrants eat cats and dogs? Did he go in spewing hatred, division, and racism? Did he go in spewing anti-Semitism? Why would they just refuse service to J.D. Vance? Anywho, if you have not seen the now viral video of a MAGA nut explaining this situation, here it is.
It's a riot. The manager went outside, told them they need to leave. They will call the police if he comes out. Unfortunately, he cannot come in. So what's going to happen is that they're going to take down our name, all our information, so the next time the kitchen crew is running out because everyone's canceling their orders. Everyone just canceled all the orders, and we're just paying for what we drank, and then everyone's leaving. But yes, unfortunately, Vance cannot come out of his car, cannot shake our hands, because Primanti Brothers does not want him in here whatsoever. So that is what's happening.
We leave.
Yep.
You're now banned from Primanti Brothers.
Yep. Terrible. Terrible. So there's the VP. This is the closest we're going to get to him. Absolutely. That is. Yep. And so she's spinning this story as J.D. Vance innocently was going to do a campaign stop, and all of his supporters were there to meet and greet him. And the manager of Primanti Brothers went out and said, no, you can't come in. And so they all paid for their drinks. They had ordered food. They all paid for their drinks. And they canceled the rest of their order. And they left. No, It still just does not make sense to me. If he was not causing a ruckus or wasn't being a problem, him being there would bring money into the establishment. It still just does not make sense. And so I found another video clip of J.D. Vance explaining what went down, and here's that video.
We paid for everybody's food. We gave him a nice tip. And of course, when I gave him a nice tip, I said, no taxes on tip. It's all right. Don't hold it against her. She just got a little nervous, but it's a great local business. Let's keep on supporting it. And most importantly, November 5th or before, go vote. Let's go win this thing.
And so, even with JD Vance's explanation, it still wasn't adding up to me. The dots still weren't connecting. JD Vance says the manager got a little nervous when she saw all of these people. And so I just paid everybody's bill. And yeah, we'll get everybody's name and number. And when I come back, we'll give you a call and we'll meet up. That still just does not make sense to me. If they wouldn't let you inside the establishment, why couldn't you do what you have done at other establishments? Held your little meet and greet out in the parking lot with your 30 supporters. What it sounds like to me was JD Vance made an unscheduled stop. The manager was not prepared for JD Vance to have a campaign stop at the restaurant, and so she didn't have enough
That's
staff.
true, Queen Vonda.
The kitchen wasn't going to be prepared. It just sounds like this was an unscheduled stop, and the manager was not prepared to host a campaign stop for JD Vance. That's what it sounds like to me. And then I saw the message that was put out by Promanti Brothers. And lo and behold, the message that Promanti Brothers put out makes a whole lot more sense to me. Here's what it reads. Promanti's prides itself on being a staple of the Pittsburgh community and a proud American business that has hosted sitting presidents, politicians, and political candidates from across the spectrum for over 90 years. Our doors are open to all patrons who wish to dine with us. Without any advance notice, today's campaign stop caused some momentary confusion for our staff. However, Senator Vance and his team were welcomed into our restaurant shortly after and engaged with our guests inside and on the property. Senator Vance's supportive comments that our manager got a little nervous given the Secret Service, police, and crowd accurately reflect the nature of what occurred, and we are glad that it was resolved quickly. That makes much more sense to me. You see, MAGA nuts will spin a narrative always to try to make themselves the victim. JD Vance made an unscheduled stop. The manager was not prepared. When she saw all of these black vehicles and people with guns and all of this commotion going on.
There go MAGA spinning the story, what they do best. I didn't tell y'all this, but I'm going to tell y'all something that happened. Y'all remember when I first started with this and I put my Cash App out? Well, MAGA had my Cash App shut down. In the chat, they were saying they was going to do it, and they did it. And I don't even know anything about Bitcoin, but they lied on me and had my Cash App shut down. I'm not sad about it because I got other ways, and I'm blessed now where I have memberships and super chats. So if you want to support my channel, you can send me a super chat or a super sticker if you like. But MAGA is something else, y'all. They are so cruel. They will come on here and call me out my name. They was threatening to come to my house and RAPE me. They threatened to, one of the men threatened to come to my home and skeet on my face. It was just so much, but I did not let them stop me from doing my YouTube, because the goal was to stop me from getting on here talking about Donald Trump and the P2025. And they had my Cash App shut down. Yes. And because I was, new at doing this, excuse me, they were asking me, what is your Cash App again? And I didn't realize what they were going to do to me. But they had my Cash App shut down. I have never had a problem with my Cash App, and I've been using Cash App for years. I don't know if somebody from Cash App work with Mega, with Mega, that a part of Mega was on my live, but right after that live, you all, my Cash App got shut down because somebody that I know that I've been knowing for years tried to send me some money. And they couldn't send it to me because it said my Cash App was closed. I was like, what? I've been using Cash App for years, and I don't do crimes. So it didn't make sense to me. So Cash App told me that my Cash App is shut down permanently. But I thank God that I have been approved, to be a YouTube partner. So I thank God for that. So if any of y'all want to send me any super chats or whatever, you're welcome to do it. Please hit the like button. If you would like to become a member, there's 2 tiers. There's the Rubies tier, and then there's the Diamonds tier. The Rubies tier is $4.99, and the Diamonds tier is $9.99. Ruben, he's on here. Ruben Garcia is Ruby's member. So if you'd like to become a member of my channel, you are appreciated, and I will gladly be so happy if you did. And if you want to send a super chat, a super sticker, I will be so grateful for that as well. So we're going to continue with this show because I have another show I have to do at 11 o'clock. That one is, it's more like celebrity kind of news. It is the late night conversations, and we talk about little everything. So that show is at 11 o'clock. But we're going to get back to what we come here for, okay? So I'm going to show y'all a video that's going to talk about P2025. We're not going to watch the whole video because we got to get to the other goods, videos of Trump. And we're going to talk about Mark Robinson, Eric, because Eric Adams is a little bit more interesting today because I watched a lot of the news about him today. So we're going to get to that soon. So we're going to watch this video about P2025 because they don't like us to say it on YouTube. So I'm going to call it P2025, okay? Let's get started. Politics is something else. And politics is like the mob. I hate to say it. They are straight gangsters, honey. Straight gangsters.
This is your sign to stop drinking alcohol. Let me tell you how. I used to drink almost daily, and it started taking a toll on me physically.
I'm afraid that we might be being used and manipulated, patriots, on a couple different levels. But not just Donald Trump, no. Also by J.D. Vance and the Heritage Foundation, because really, J.D. Vance is the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is J.D. Vance.
Subscribe to Black Boot
Project 2025.
Official. Black Boot Official. Subscribe to his channel. Thank you.
Nothing about no Project 2025. Well, that's a big old fat lie, y'all. Because he was giving a speech there for the Heritage Foundation in 2022 where he was bragging about how the Heritage Foundation had a brand new plan they were working on for him. And his name is mentioned more than 320 times in Project 2025, and dozens and dozens and dozens of his former aides helped to develop Project 2025. So Donald Trump knows all about Project 2025. A matter of fact, the RNC convention was sponsored by the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. So he does know about it. But see, here's the thing. Donald Trump needs our vote to get in the White House. He said as much in Nevada just a couple months ago. Remember when he said, I don't care about y'all, I just need your vote. And we know why that is. He needs to get back in the White House to insulate himself from all this crime that he did, all these trials that are coming up, all the felonies that he's already charged with. He's got to do that. Plus, he'd like to recoup all that $500 million that he owes the city of New York. So he needs to get back in there. But see, the weird thing about J.D. Vance and Donald Trump is look at how they act when they're around each other. That's right. They're never around each other, so we wouldn't know. And see, that's suspicious to me. J.D. Vance is out there campaigning. Donald Trump's out there campaigning, almost like that they're campaigning separately. Kind of like J.D. Vance is campaigning to be president himself, almost like he knows he's going to be eventually. See, and the weird thing was that Eric Trump and Don Jr. were the ones that kind of handpicked and helped choose J.D. Vance as Donald Trump's VP pick. Almost as if Donald Trump used Eric Trump and Don Jr. as liaisons to negotiate a deal with J.D. Vance and the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025. A deal that kind of goes like, well, if I become president, I could try to pardon myself. But that's never been tested. I might fail at that. So let's make a deal with J.D. Vance and the Heritage Foundation, since I'm really not interested in being president at all anyway. And let's say that maybe we get elected and then maybe I have a sudden illness and I have to resign. Let's make sure that J.D. Vance knows that whenever I do that, that he issues these pardons. That's going to make J.D. Vance president. That's going to usher in Christian nationalism in the United States of America. Think white ISIS, okay? Think Christian ISIS, all right? The Islamic State, nope, just a Christian state. It's authoritarianism and control, just like ISIS, with a different brand. Both of them just wield religion as a weapon, okay? There's nothing Christian about Christian nationalism. They just want to strip our constitutional rights away and have power over everybody, mostly our women and our little girls. Watch The Handmaid's Tale. Watch the documentary called Shiny Happy People. Let's see what Christian nationalism is all about, patriots, and let's see if that's something we want to vote in. Or maybe we don't want to take a chance on this. Because it looks to me like Donald Trump ain't in it for us. He just said in an interview just the other day that he would not run for re-election in 2028. This is his last chance to get himself out of trouble. He knows it. That's the reason why he announced his candidacy earlier than any presidential candidate in history. I'm afraid that the idea might be to get Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in the White House so that J.D. Vance and Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation is our new found dictatorial leaders ushering in Christian nationalism, and we can kiss our elections and our Constitution goodbye. So you might want to share this with anybody that you think might be a Trump supporter. Still vote for Donald Trump in this election. Friends or family and any of that. Hey, and if you're not already following me over on the original video platform and you're watching this on TikTok, please go to my bio and click the link tree and give me a subscribe over there on the Black Boot Official YT page, okay? I would like
Subscribe
to
to
get
his
all of
channel.
my
Thank you.
followers, which I don't like using that word, my TikTok subscribers to subscribe over there as well, so that if or when this app goes away, everybody's already there, because that's where I'm going to continue on. And I post there every day, just like I post here. Same content. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about adding additional content over there.
Thank you. Hit the like button, everybody.
So,
Thank
please
you.
subscribe over there. And Inmate Trump 2024.
Swelling means there's blood and fluid getting stuck.
I like when he says Inmate Trump 2024, because that's exactly what's going to happen. November 26th, Donald Trump has a trial. And he will be found guilty, and he will be going, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Dunny boy. We don't want you around anymore. I hope that's what's going to happen, because I believe for sure that VP Kamala Harris will be winning this election. Look at my earrings with VP Kamala Harris on there. Uh-oh, my hair in the way. And then I have my t-shirt on with VP Kamala Harris. I believe, I'm a believer. We got this, Democrats. I believe in us. Okay. We're going to watch a video with Donald Trump. One moment, please. This is Tabitha Speaks. Please subscribe to her channel. I love her channel. This him and his watches. He's getting over with y'all.
Y'all got it mistaken. Those $100,000 watches that Donald Trump is hawking now, they're not for the toothless brigade. Let's talk about it.
Subscribe to Tabitha Speaks, please.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Tabitha Speaks Politics. Happy Saturday, we finally made it to the weekend. Listen, if you've come across this
Thank
video
you,
and are not
Bianca.
subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. I would love to have you. We talk all things politics over here by way of
Thank you, Queen
political
Bianca.
viral news stories. And sometimes political viral news stories intersects with celebrity gossip and celebrity news. We talk.
I'm gonna read Queen Bianca's hold on.
Is this girl? This
Her
girl.
super chat. Hold on.
Is 45. So yes, this is 45.
Just a moment, y'all.
I posted a few videos in the last few days highlighting Trump.
Queen Bianca says, we love you, Queen Lily. That just means you're doing something right. To the channel and hit the like button, everybody. Please hit the like button, everybody. Bianca, I appreciate you so much. I'm not going to get discouraged because at first, when I switched to StreamYard to do YouTube, I was discouraged. I like to be honest. Even though I'm a 50-year-old woman trying something, I'm not going to give up because it does look more professional. So when people do that replay, they're going to see something that looks much more professional. So I'm not giving up. It's just that when I go through YouTube, I get more views. So I do feel a little nervous. I can't pretend. I'm human. So you guys, thank you for supporting me. It really means a lot. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can send me super chats if you like. You can become a member. So let's see. UL Adams said, the watch grift is a joke. They don't even look like they're saying, and nobody knows what the watch will be, and they can't return them after. Then the thing is, there's no guarantee they're actually real gold or diamonds. And Trump saying, he's not the one that manufactured them, so you can't come for him. See, he's not taking the blame for the watches if something is not right about the watches, you all. So that's why I want everybody to listen to this, because it's something. Trump is a mess. I've never seen anybody like Donald Trump. Never. Let me get back to it. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to speed it back to where it was. Come on. Tabitha Speaks. Okay.
Hey, everybody. Speaks Politics. Happy Saturday. We find.
Speed it up.
I know. On top of the Make America Great Again cap and the T-shirts and the flags and the sneakers and the coins and the bumper stickers
Terry.
and all of that stuff, Donald Trump has now come out with watches. And those watches are selling for $100,000. More specifically, there are a limited few available for the $100,000 price. I think I saw on the website that it was 147 that is available at $100,000. There's 1,000 watches available for $799. And then there are watches available for $409.
Y'all got to be honest. In the history of presidents, we have never seen a president hawking things all the time. Every time I turn around, it's something. It's the coins you can get on Tume. The Donald Trump coins you can buy on Tume. It's the gold sneakers and knockoff red bottoms you can buy on Tume as well for $25. He's always hawking something, from Melania's book to her selling things memorable from the United States to, I think it's a flag and all kinds of birds or something. They both, what's scary and sad that Melania Trump has joined him into hawking off things. And like one creator said that it's like a flea market. It's reminding me of QVC, but it's not as classy as QVC, because I'm not going to lie, I will order stuff off of QVC. I'm just going to be honest. So it's like, what are they hawking now? Now they have these watches and there's no guarantee on them, and you can't return them. So why would you pay, what is $100,000 for watches that you can't return? I don't think that's a wise choice. So we're going to listen to Queen Tabitha Speaks some more, and make sure y'all subscribe to her channel. Please subscribe to her channel.
$9. It says limited. It doesn't say how many are available for purchase. So all of these watches, they're supposed to be a limited time or a limited supply. I'm sorry. Yeah.
How long do I have to wear a corset for it to be effective? If it's just about tightening the belly, most...
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Just from selling the 147 watches at $100,000 each, that brings in, carry the one, that brings in $14,700,000. The 1,000 that's available.
I'm gonna make this comment, y'all.
That's
Sometimes when people do things like this, it's a way to money launder as well. I'm not saying that Donald Trump is money laundering, but a way for a foreigner to give him money, you can hawk off things and they're not actually buying it, but you can make it appear that they are, and you can get money from foreigners as well. So that's just something to think about, because I think she's going to say something similar to what I am saying, but just think about it. Pay attention to what she says.
$799,000 that Donald Trump will rake in. Now, in my opinion, have you seen the advertisement? Let me show you the advertisement. Check it out here.
Special. I think you're going to love it. My new Trump watches. We're doing quite a number with watches, and the quality to me is very important. The Trump Victory Tourbillon. This isn't just any watch. It's one of the best watches made. It's a tourbillon watch with almost 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do. Only 147 of these extraordinary watches will ever exist in the world, and owning one puts you in a very exclusive club. I have watch number one, and I'm going to keep it. It's mine, and that's the way I want to have it. Each watch is numbered and extremely rare, a true collector's item, and it includes a personal letter signed by me. Get your Trump watch right now. Go to Get Trump. It's Trump time.
Now, there's a lot of people, rightfully so, talking about Donald Trump hawking these watches on top of everything else that he's selling. They've even dug up a clip from when Donald Trump was running for president in 2016, and during the debate with Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio said that if Donald Trump wasn't president of the United States, or if he wasn't running for president for the United States, he would be selling watches on the streets in New York City. I thought that was cute. But many people are saying that who's buying this stuff of Donald Trump's and Melania Trump's? And I think Melania came out with some type of pendant that she's selling for $600. Who's buying all of this stuff? $100,000 watches? It's not the Toothless Brigade. Toothless Brigade means the MAGA nuts. It's not them. Can't be them, because they're running around talking about how they can't buy food because food is so expensive, how they can't.
And another thing, MAGA going around saying they can't afford food, but you're ordering cereal from Donald Trump's website for $24.99, $25 a box of cereal. MAGA, apparently you can afford something, because I cannot afford to buy a box of cereal for $25. I would never do it. If I was rich, I would not do it. So I don't understand MAGA. You can't afford anything right now. You're blaming Joe Biden and VP Kamala Harris that you can't afford anything, but you're buying gold knockoff red bottoms from Donald Trump's website. You can afford something, because he's selling those knockoffs for $3.99. I think he marked them down now, I guess, because they may not be selling, so he had to mark them down, or it just may be he's having a sale. But you would never catch red bottoms having a sale. Christian Louboutin, go in that store. No. That tells you something.
Because gas is so expensive. So they're broke, right? They're broke. They're the ones that are running around here telling us how bad the economy is and how broke they are. And, you know, it would be much better under Donald Trump. So who is Donald Trump selling this stuff to?
Rick Scott, who will be running to be the Republican majority leader in the Senate next year if he wins, and the Republicans win the Senate, is in trouble for an incumbent in the latest Florida Atlantic University poll, which shows a tie within the margin of error, with Rick Scott running at 47% with likely voters and Debbie McCarcel-Powell.
It is my opinion that Donald Trump is selling this stuff. The people who would be buying this stuff is the people who support Vladimir Putin, Viktor Orban, who are not necessarily in this country, who get the money directly from Vladimir Putin.
Listen to what she's saying. Makes a lot of sense.
And Viktor Orban. To me, it's a way to funnel money to Donald Trump so he can continue to pay his legal bills. I mean, think about it. Vladimir Putin can't write a check to Donald Trump. Can't do it. Cannot do it. His oligarchs, the people surrounding him, they can't write a check to Donald Trump. All of these people outside of the country, all of these dictators, all of these bad actors who support Donald Trump, they can't write a check to Donald Trump. They can buy a watch. They can do like Mayor Adams was doing. They can get Sally on the
We're going to talk about him next.
Say, here, Sally, here's $105,000. I want you to keep that $5,000 for yourself, but I want you to purchase one of Donald Trump's $100,000 watches. That's what they can do. What are your thoughts? Put it down in the comments.
Queen Tabitha is right, y'all. I think that's what they're doing. I think so. What do y'all think? Put it in the chat. What you think? UL says nationally. UL, please forgive me. Are you male or female? Because I want to represent you properly. And I keep forgetting. I think you're King UL, but if I'm wrong, let me know, okay? UL said nationally they don't know what New York con man and a street hustler, so they keep falling for all these scams. Trump is a used car salesman at most, but it works because a lot of people can be sold on it. I don't understand how they can believe anything he says, because I can see through Donald Trump. I see through J.D. Vance. I don't get it. I wouldn't buy a car from him if he was a used car salesman. I just wouldn't. Tony Roberts said, wouldn't surprise. It doesn't surprise me neither. It just doesn't. Okay. So we're gonna go on, since she mentioned, that Mayor Eric Adams did the same thing. So we're gonna go in and talk about him, the Mayor Eric Adams. Today, his attorney did a press conference, and his attorney is saying that there's no quid pro quo. So he breaks down what he means by that. So I'm going to go over some of that, what he talked about today. And he was saying that there's nothing wrong with his client taking gifts. But he said you don't have to always report those things. But let me just kind of give y'all some of the things that I jotted down while watching the conference that he did today. Mayor Eric Adams' attorney speaks out to the press, and he said there's a cry for the Mayor Eric Adams to resign. Mayor Eric Adams filed a motion to dismiss the indictment. His attorney, Alex Sparrow, filed motion to dismiss the indictment. Gratuities are not, this is what his attorney's saying, gratuities are not federal crimes. in the law asking a politician to question, will it cause him to be prosecuted for accepting gratuities? There wasn't any quid pro quo arrangement over the 10-year conspiracy. No quid, no pro, no quo. That's what his attorney stated. They are reaching that he pressured the fire department to approve the building. He says it's not true. The quote saying Adams did things in secret with the Turkish government. Every time anyone does anything for a politician, it has to be walled off. It has to be walled off. He said it's not how the real world works. The bribery charges need to be dismissed. The straw donation Adams didn't know about. One of the staffers lied. One of Adams' staffers lied. He said the prosecutor knows she's lying. Eric says he never accepts foreign money. There's no fraud. They left out logic, his attorney says, and there was no incentives. He said they claim it rose to 10 million. He says it's not true. The limit is 18,000 donation to his campaign, not 10 million. Without any crime, the conspiracy falls away. He says the prosecutor was so excited that they had to leak to the media. He says they are wrong, and he says there are serious repercussions for that. You will see soon. They wanted the speculation. He says it's not a watershed moment. The New Yorkers will see this. He said at the end of the day, they had their little press conference. This is what he said about the prosecutor. He said that it's not a real case going after a mayor, which his city needs him. He said again, it's not a real case leaking evidence to the grand jury. They're supposed to serve the people, not the press. He expects this case will be dismissed. The city will then return and the truth will come out. And then, the press asked him questions, and the press says to the attorney, they was asking him about disclosure of personal traveling. He said they're not required to disclose personal travel. The Turkish government gave him upgrades for his travel. The entire case relies on one person. Y'all will find out soon. This is what his attorney says. And they was asking him, why not dismiss the $10 million charge? He stated, the attorney, Sparrow, he said, certain claims in the indictment can be dismissed. He didn't move to dismiss it week 1. He said some parts need more investigation. He states, the witness lied, said she destroyed her phone. She continues to lie. There are several lies she has told. The evidence has to be turned over. There's info the government has not exposed it to the public that would help Mayor Adams. Question, if he's given a discount for payment, that's what one of the questions were. Asking what is the attorney Sparrow giving a discount for Eric's payment. And he states, because they're saying the Adams attorney makes $2,000 an hour. One of the media press gave out the information about he makes $2,000 an hour. That's a lot of money that the mayor has to pay. So they're wondering, if you're giving him a discount, how is he paying for this? And he states that he said the city is not paying for Adams' legal bills. He will be his trial counsel. So he's covering the trial. If there's a trial, he will be his trial counsel for Adams. The mayor was offered a porcelain set, but he never accepted. And his attorney said he's glad his client never accepted the porcelain set because that's what the media was talking about. I'm going to be honest. I like this attorney. He's better than Diddy's attorney. He is placing doubt in this indictment. And that's something I don't think Diddy's attorney is able to do. The mayor has to fight back. He's not stepping down. He has not been found guilty. So I can respect that Mayor Eric Adams is not stepping down. Why should he step down? they have not found him guilty. So, and I understand his attorney. It's about being accused of accepting bribe and gratuity, and he stated that they gave his client the money gratuity after the project was completed. Comparing Adams' case to another case and quid pro quo. Consider 666. This type of case gets real murky. That's what his attorney said. So that's what he said at the press conference. And they continue to try to ask him questions. And he made up his mind he would not be answering any more questions to the press. I understand his attorney. He felt he had to come out and speak because the prosecutors, he felt like they're playing a dirty game. And the witness, she has destroyed her phone. So where's the evidence? So he's fighting for his client. And as he stated, his client will not be resigned. And I understand that. That's just my point of view on it, y'all. So I'm going to show y'all the video with VP Kamala Harris. Just a moment, okay? Thank you for staying in here with me. Thank you all.
Like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
Pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's okay. Do you put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the.
You got to add a little flavor, some spice to it.
What about debating President Trump? You think you could deliver the goods against the commander in cheese puff?
Well, Jimmy, if I do debate President Trump, I'm sure it'll be a competitive face-off where either one of us could end up on top.
Really?
No, I'd wipe the floor with him. Well, Donald? I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, Wakanda forever. Paid for by Kamala Harris. Did you vote? Are you gonna vote? Oh, will you ask people that you know to vote, please? And will you ask them to vote for me? Thank you. We actually have a plan for healthcare. Not just concepts of a plan. Concepts. Part of my plan is to give startup small businesses a $50,000 tax deduction to start their small business. Right now it's $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. So that's part of my plan.
That's a teeny tiny business.
That's a business in teeny tiny business. It's a concept of a business, right?
Do not take apple cider.
I just wanted to show you that I love that she has a sense of humor. A lot of people, they don't like her sense of humor and they don't like her laugh, but I love her laugh. I love her sense of humor. I love her sense of humor. I laugh a lot too. Hold on. One moment.
This new Kamala Harris ad is brilliant.
Eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets. This is what's happening in our country.
While Trump is focused on that, Kamala Harris is focused on you.
It is important that we move forward and address the needs of the American people, address the housing shortage, support our small businesses, address bringing down the price of groceries, and I pledge to you that I will.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
This new Kamala Harris ad is...
I like that ad. I hope y'all do. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Bear with me.
Give me a valid reason as to why they're voting for Harris.
A valid reason would be that she hasn't been held legally responsible for
abuse, defamation, fraud. She doesn't have 34 felonies. She didn't try to undermine our American democracy for the past few years with no sufficient evidence to indicate that she won. She also supported and influenced to get past the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the CHIPS and Science Act, the PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment in renewable energy, the $35 cap on insulin for seniors. She had the most tie-breaking votes out of any vice president in the last 200 years, including the nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black woman on the Supreme Court, and the Inflation Reduction Act.
So far, the only two that I've heard is because she's a woman and she's black.
Those aren't the only reasons people are bringing up. Those are just the reasons that you're listening to.
I want a woman that's known for using her mouth to get to the positions that she's in. And I don't mean public speeches.
This is just blatant misogyny. She has no reason to believe this. There's no good evidence that indicates this. And even if it were true, so what? Why not blame the system that set up these particular conditions that in order for a woman to get in the position that she is, that she'd have to engage in such acts? It's always blame the victim. It's never blame the system.
But then again, based off the morals of the women of the left, not surprising.
Says the one who's voting for someone who brags about walking in the changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote-unquote owns the place. Says he has sex in common with his daughter when she says real estate and golf. Says he would date his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter. Calls his daughter voluptuous. Says yeah to Howard Stern, calling his daughter a piece of ass.
But I'm not going to vote for someone just because they've got a cooch. Especially one that is pro-defund the police.
Convicted felon.
An open border.
What open border policy? Y'all just make...
Please just give me a valid reason as to why they're voting for Kamala Harris.
A valid reason would be that she isn't...
I agree with him.
...responsible for abuse, defamation, fraud.
They just make up things. Like if you, let's say, why you ask somebody why they won't vote for Kamala Harris, they just make up anything. And then they'll be like, why are you voting for her? Then when you state why you voting for her, well, she hasn't done such and such. Then you show them what she has done while she has been VP, and they lose it. I don't understand the mega maggots. I just don't. And I don't even care to try to understand them anymore. I don't. So we're going to go ahead and go to Mark Robinson. The one has himself in a pickle and he just can't get himself out of the quicksand. So we're going to talk about him a little bit and then we're going to be getting out of here. And I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for hanging in here with me. It has now been a little over an hour, but I'm grateful to have you all. So Mark Robinson, the fallout in North Carolina served top operatives on Republican Mark Robinson's campaign for governor have stepped down. The campaign announced Sunday in the aftermath of CNN report uncovering inflammatory comments he made on a PORN website more than a decade ago. Okay, let's see what this is about. And what old Mark Robinson talking about, I don't care for him. This is Tabitha Speaks. Please subscribe to her channel.
Ooh, Mark Robinson, he is mad with y'all.
We have full confidence that we can go on. We're getting resumes from all over. We're getting offers from all over. People are jumping in to help us. We've made a ton of friends in this thing since we've been in. A lot of talented people right now are reaching out to us, and we're right in the process right now of forming a team that we know can still lead us to victory. So we have full confidence in our ability to keep going.
But the timing of that, them walking away from you right now.
The timing doesn't matter. It's not the timing. It's how you react, and we are ready to react, and we're doing it right now. We're getting it done.
Robinson, you talked about the reporting being salacious lies, not true. Have you taken steps then to prove it's not you?
We absolutely are. We absolutely are. We're in talks right now. Everything up to legal counsel to take CNN to task for what they have done to us. We are going after them. Okay, we are.
Honey, you saying you're gonna sue CNN is a waste of time. He has lost his mind if he thinks he's gonna sue CNN. Because what's gonna happen? They're gonna dig up all his skeletons and they're gonna just all fall out the closet.
I am dismayed about the fact.
He's stupid.
As I said before, think about how many people out there right now, right in the place where we are right now, who are hooked on fentanyl, who are hooked on opioids.
He deflecting. He learned that from his leader, Donald Trump.
Think about what's going on our borders. Think about what's going on the world stage. And this is what you choose to focus on. You've got these news cameras, news reporters, pens, pencils, your microphones. This is what you're focused on. You're not focused on the things that we talked about standing up there about our economy. You're not focused on those things. I am. I'm going to remain focused on those things. And you better understand, I am coming after full.
He will not be winning. Our Democrat candidate will win. for North Carolina. And I'm looking forward to it.
In order to put the people first, we've got to concentrate on this campaign. And that is exactly what we're going to do.
He's done. He's done. He can talk about that all he wants to. He would not be winning governor for North Carolina. I'm going to enjoy watching this even more, watching him just crumble and just go further down into the quicksand until his head is all the way down in the quicksand. He needs to be worried about taking care of North Carolina with those hurricanes because there's so many homes are destroyed. That's what he needs to worry about. What is it? Asheville, North Carolina is destroyed. Some of Charlotte, the homes are destroyed. Different areas. He needs to worry about that because he will not be winning this election. And I have no sympathy for Mark Robinson. He is done. It's just that simple. You all, we have covered tonight Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, VP Kamala Harris, Mayor Eric Adams, and Mark Robinson, and even Summer Loomer, the one that tried to run for Congress twice and even campaigned with Donald Trump, and she still did not win. She did a fundraiser with Donald Trump to try to become part of Congress, and she still did not win. So she's a loser, and the best thing Donald Trump could have done was to get him out of his way. Let me see. UL says, okay, Mel, King UL. I like to get it right. UL says they want to expose Adams in a certain way because all the rest of them are also getting money similar, like Donald Trump. And Clarence Thomas did the same thing. But they don't want to expose themselves. That is so true, UL King. It's true. One moment, y'all. What they'll do, so nobody watch what they're doing, they'll throw somebody else under the bus and expose what they're doing, so that the spotlight will not be on them. And like right now, look at what's happened. Donald Trump and Mayor Eric Adams are both from New York. And who has gotten thrown under the bus? Mayor Eric Adams. Now, who else is doing the same thing or has done allegedly? Donald Trump. With Russia. And he just may be doing the same thing now with those watches. Donnie has been doing things for years and he just has been getting away with it. But now he has 34 felonies and he goes to court number the 26. Yes. I'm excited about that. Yeah, they're going to get old Donnie boy. They're going to mop the floor with Donnie boy in that courthouse. Yes, they're going to get him. Mop that floor with Donnie boy. Yeah. They're going to mop the floor with him. Again, do y'all want to see my t-shirt? Who is on my t-shirt, y'all? Who is that? VP Kamala Harris is on my t-shirt. And I have the earrings on with VP Kamala Harris. Yes. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all. These lights make me hot that I have around my phone. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my channel and we're discussing the election. I like that y'all like to comment. Please hang in there with me. If you like to support me, you can leave a super chat. And the ones that do replay, you can send me something through the heart that says thanks. I thank each and every last one of you guys for supporting me, hanging in there with me. It's going to get better. It will not get worse. I'm still going to hang it out with StreamYard. I'm going to wait a little bit longer because, when I just go through YouTube, I get so many views. But with StreamYard, they're not notifying the people that I'm live. So tell your friends and family to watch me. Even if you're at home and you're busy doing something, you can't watch me, just let it play. That helps me with my views as well. And I have gotten monetized. So I'm grateful for that. And if you like a membership, you can do that as well. There's 2 tiers. There's a Rubies membership and there's a Diamonds membership. The Rubies membership is $4.99 and the Diamonds is $9.99. Y'all have an amazing evening. Thank you so much. I have another live show that I do at 11 o'clock. It is late night conversations. I talk about different topics with different celebrities. Even sometimes we even talk about this election, but it's a little bit more relaxed and more fun and not so serious. The election is very serious and we must vote blue. Vote for VP Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz, because they will be our next president and vice president. We must win November the 5th, y'all. And if you can, vote early. But what has happened, you all, with some of the early votes, for example, North Carolina, hundreds of thousands of the votes have gotten trashed. So be careful. And if you want to wait till November 5th to be safe, I understand. Because in North Carolina, a lot of people got to go re-vote again because their early voting was not protected. You're going to have to protect your own vote. Because the maggots, they busy. They all for Donald Trump. They're going to do whatever to try to help this man win. So we got to outdo them. We got to be smarter than them. We must be smarter than them. King UL says YouTube has 2 different algorithms, one for phone orientation and one for computer orientation. Okay, but see, with my phone, I like it better because then I ain't got to worry about setting up my laptop and all that. But the thing is, with my cell phone, I have gotten like 32,000 views on some of my videos. And now that I started using StreamYard, I'm not getting that many views, and it's really hurting me. Okay, Vera, we're going to celebrate tonight, girl. We're going to have a good old time because I got more stuff on Diddy Bop. Oh, Diddy Bop out there bopping around. I think he's out there going to be bopping around with somebody in prison because y'all know Diddy can't go without. He has a high nature. He's hot natured. You know how the old folks say somebody's hot natured? Diddy Bop is hot natured. Yes, President Kamala Harris, that's who our girl is. She hits who? VP Kamala Harris is President Kamala Harris. Yes, Richard Andrews says that's messed up. Trash and legal voters' voices. Where they're doing it. That's what they're doing, Richard. And thank you for coming on live. But they're doing it. And I think it's like hundreds of thousands of votes in North Carolina are destroyed. Even in other states, if you're putting them in the voters box when you drop off, you can't even trust that. That's sad. And then the mail-in votes are getting destroyed too. So we may have to wait till November the 5th. But I like to early vote. I like to go in person and early vote. So I pray to God they don't try to do anything crazy then. But maggots are working at the polls, y'all. So you got to be careful. Don't tell nobody who you voted for and just place your vote. That's all I can say. You know, they out to destroy our vote. And they try to make it where if Donald Trump get in there, we will not be able to vote ever again. And we cannot have that. We can't. So I thank each and every last one of y'all. I will go live again at 11 o'clock. And it's the late night conversations talking about Diddy Bop, Young Miami, even some of this presidential election. Yes, we talk about everything. I even want to discuss, got to remind me about Kyle and her sister Kim from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There's something going on there too. It's so much that we discuss on the late night chat is more relaxed. You know, it's not so as serious as this election, because the election is very serious. We can't play about it. Very serious. But I'd like to thank each and every last one of y'all, and I will see y'all later at 11 o'clock. I love you all. Bye.